So I'd say once those feelings involving my mortality and the severity of how real it can get on this job, my perspective on things changed. I decided to focus on all the things that mattered to me the most, i.e. my children, my wife, my family. Was in a vehicle and recovered a bag of suspected narcotics. Upon getting it to secure it in my vehicle, realized that the bag had a tear on it, and there was some exposure to some powder free-floating that clearly I inhaled inadvertently, which resulted in me trying to continue to do my job, but realizing something was off. I'd feel sick. Something's happening, and I put two and two together that I was exposed to narcotics that are now in my system, and I'm having a hard time breathing. I'm freaking out. I'm by myself, so I'm trying to get on the radio, and I can't get the breath to call for help. So my training kicked in, and I rushed myself to my vehicle because I put two and two that it was opiate related, and I administered Narcan to myself, 2 doses. And then that doesn't work instantly. And I learned that the hard way because I thought once I took it, I'd be able to call for help, give me someone. And I couldn't. And it was, they said it was probably 60 minutes from camera to the time I called on the radio, but it felt like an eternity of not being able to breathe. And the only thing I was able to get out was accidental exposure, send a car, send fire. And then I had to sit down on the push bumper of my car. And it put a lot of stuff in perspective that I thought I was going to die by myself in a parking lot. And I started thinking about my children. Well, how's my wife going to take it? Does she have to go collect life insurance on me? Are my kids not going to remember me because they're too young? And it was one of those, it was terrifying. I mean, even when I got picked up by my partners and they were rushing me to the hospital in the back of their SUV, I'm in the back seat, my heart's going a mile a minute now from the Narcan, I'm assuming, or just being scared. And I can't really talk well, can't breathe well. My vest feels tight. I have all this gear on me. It's weighing me down. I just want to go to sleep. But then you get that in the back of your head, you can't go to sleep. You got to stay up. You got to say something, talk to someone, tap on the glass, stay awake. And I get to the hospital, and they're handling it accordingly, but it's still that shock of I'm not going to see my family again. That stuck with me well past being treated at the hospital and being released back to my house. It was months that I've dealt with that because, once again, it made me face fears, and they are fears. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't want to die. And I want to see my kids grow up and have them send me off when I'm an old man. And that could have been taken away from me, just like several other incidences in my life. It could have stopped right there. And I'd say, yeah, that's where I learned that instead of playing the worrying game on, oh, what if this happens and I can't do this, and being timid, which opens the doors for more mistakes to be made that could get you hurt, I face it. And I express it. I let it be known, just as I said to you, to my family, my friends, my coworkers. My sole mission is to go home and make sure you go home with me. And in a way, I'm thankful that happened and I learned from it, because now I handle things on the job even more proficiently than I did before. I'm more observant. And it's paid off so far. It definitely made me smarter and wiser.